Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Void Stranger. I do get some music again if I come back over here. Okay, let's sit here for a short bit, because I have some things to talk about. This is not a full review of my notes and trying to figure out what's going on in the story, but there is a bit of stuff that's starting to connect, and I just need to do a quick brain dump. So, there's a lot of things that I want to do. 1. Does this new strange rod have any other powers? I want to see, for example, if I could pick up a statue or an enemy or basically try other things, or is it just that I can stack multiple tiles on the rod? That's some experimenting we need to do. Now, previously in Sif's basement under 223, Arak said that the prize at basement 000 was the key that engraves the brand of Dis. I was originally thinking it was going to tell me the brand of Dis, and I was going to have to make that on basement 227, which was the 6x6 that we had never done anything with yet. However, now I think that this is the key, the strange rod, that engraves the brand of Dis, and so one of its powers is going to maybe interact with the ad statue that's on basement 227, or do something else that allows us to draw a particular brand. This also reminded me of the music lyrics. There's a safety locker inside of me, out of your reach, and I hold the key. It's sealed with layers and layers of irony. What's within, I refuse to see. And so that sounds like it could be referring to the chest that we found on basement 0, maybe? And then there's the chorus of the music. One toss and I'll forever be blind. Toss the key, oh please be kind. In the state of oblivion, my silence goes on, my bearings stay stored, my walls stay strong. Not sure exactly, but I feel like the rod that we're holding might be this key. And one toss and I'll forever be blind. Toss the key, oh please be kind. It sounds like we're gonna give final rest to something. In any case, one cannot avoid every spoiler, even when you try. And so a couple things happened with some streams I've been watching of people just playing through the first 2 campaigns of just Gray and Lily. One is, one of the streamers I'd watched had already played Zero Ranger, and I mentioned in a previous video that Zero Ranger, the seals that I saw were numerals used in a code in Zero Ranger, that basically there were the digits 0 through 9 that had these weird symbols, and use was the symbol for 1, and gore was the symbol for 5, and use was the second circle of hell, and gore was the 6th, but the first one is add, and appears to get number 0, I guess. But in any case, what I didn't realize is from watching Clysiri, who's been playing Zero Ranger, is that that's not Zero Ranger's code, it's Sanskrit. And you may recall that Judge Zero said, when talking to Sif about Dis, that the Manusya of this planet were nearly wiped out, and Manusya was a Sanskrit word that I called out before. So it appears that Sanskrit is, important. And across games, I don't know if Zero Ranger and Void Stranger, both the games by the same developer, live in the same universe or something, but it seems like that may be the case. And so, that is a thing that I know, and yeah, there's kind of more to it, but we'll get to that coming back a little bit later. The other thing is, I was watching someone else play the game, who was not as far along, and they had these 6x6 rooms where they could draw brands, and they're like, what if I draw my brand? And I had that idea, I don't even know if I voiced it like a long time ago. And I discarded it because basically, like, there was a mural, there was a 6x6 room in every circle of Dante's Inferno here. And each 6x6 room was kind of carefully crafted to have the right number of tiles that correspond to the mural. And so I was like, okay, there's all these murals, and then basement 225, the mural is blank. And basement 227 is that weird room that I haven't figured out yet. And so I thought that eventually they were going to give me the key to Dis or whatever, a new brand. I was going to have to make that my brand and then solve it on basement 227. But in the previous episode, after having speculated about it, we've confirmed that you can draw any 6x6 brand kind of anywhere. So that kind of got rid of my misgivings of what if I tried drawing my brand just on one of these early floors, like basement 23, because, just because it's where you're supposed to draw Ad's brand doesn't mean I can't draw my brand. So that is a thing I definitely need to try. I had to stop watching the person's video I was watching to avoid spoilers. So another thing, I was rewatching the previous video. We killed Use, Tail, on basement 30. And then on basement 31, where there's usually a smirking statue, Void Lord B appeared. And then she seems to teleport out of existence after a short conversation. Now, previously, when Sif was talking to Gore, if you go back, gosh, it's probably like 30 videos now. This game is so long. Sif said to Gore, when Sif didn't have any locust idols, "You wouldn't happen to have any spare locusts, would you?" And Gore says, "Can't you just skip to the next brain all willy-nilly by yourself, hotshot?" And Sif said, "Only Ad had the power to do so. The rest of us play by the rules." Implying that the Void Lords, other than Ad, cannot move between brains by themselves. And yet, in the scene that we just saw in the previous video, B seems to just like disappear, teleport out of existence. What is B's role in all this? Why did B not appear in Sif's dream, assuming that the woman that we saw was Ad, who was trying to create sentient life and had created all of these creatures? B was not there. And so B, there's still stuff that's important about B that I haven't figured out yet. So I just wanted to call that out. Another thing that occurred to me, you recall when we look at the murals, and some of them were broken and we could break them down, and there were computer terminals that connected things, according to Sif, back on basements. I don't remember when Sif talked about it after having broken down what was behind one of the broken murals or something. And only one of the terminals lit up with binary numbers. It was Mon's. It's the fourth one that lights up in binary that gets us into Mon's basement, where the seal... There used to be a seal here, but now it's gone, says the rock, or whatever it says. And when Zero is talking to Sif at the cutscene at the end of Act 2, he talks about the fact that he was only able to access a small fraction of like Dis's computer files or whatever that talked about gene splicing and quantum teleportation and all kinds of crazy stuff. But the rest of it was sealed off and manually or whatever, and like probably no one had been inside in over 70,000 years or something. I think Mon's gotten in there. Mon has access to the Dis computer, and that's how Mon has been doing the crazy stuff that he's doing, including moving his own seals so that Dis was unaware of the fact that Mon was still alive. So that's a mystery that I think we have to solve. And then finally, I reviewed video. I did go under basement 193, which, by the way, would be a 6x6, except for the little side passage that's rocks that are fake rocks that you can walk through, that Mon walked through and then went down into his little crazy secret area that Sif went and killed him. I did go down there with Gray. Mon was not there. There were 3 Dark Idol statues blocking the final passage down where Sif fell down into the bottom and found B. So Gray was not able to go that direction. There were exit stairs that I never took, and so I need to try taking them at some point. But yeah, 193 is a 3x3. Or sorry, a 6x6. And it's in the same zone, Lev's zone, as basement 179, which I have gone down to using Lev's brand. And there was an empty chest there, and when I opened up the chest, it was like da-da-da-da, with like kind of like some scary music or something. And Lev, I think, is the other traitor. So I need to try making a brand on basement 193. I need to try making my own brand anywhere. And we need to piece together all these bits of mystery. But I've been really enjoying just like thinking about and trying to piece together all the bits before I actually do it. And so I hope you don't mind putting up with 10 minutes of me babbling at the start of the video. But I think I am done with that now. So we can go back to our task. So I have a crazy void rod that can do all kinds of magical things. Can it pick up a chest? No. Can it pick up a rock? No, of course not, because I still have to be able to talk to rocks with void memory. Alright. And I already have 28 locust idols, so I don't know that I really need many more. Yeah, so I guess my goal will be to get to basement 23, where I can try to inscribe a brand, but along the way... Oh, right, here's more evidence that Mon is still alive in Gray's world, because here he is, we can talk to him. Stranger, are those locusts in your pockets? They are, but I don't wish to deal with you right now. And yeah, pressing the button obviously just talks to you, so I can't like pick up NPCs. And if I'm standing in front of an enemy, the sword lights up and pressing my action button activates the sword. So it's hard for me to imagine what else I might be able to do with this rod other than stack multiple tiles at once. Yeah. If I come up with any other things to test with it, I will bring you back, but otherwise I will meet you somewhere useful. And just because I don't think I tested it, if I press the button when I'm not holding anything in front of an empty space, it still just says question mark, and the same for the walls, so it's not like there's any new interactions with the void rod in those circumstances. Here's our first good chance to test it, though. If I'm here and I press the button, it does activate the sword, and so it's not like the rod even has a chance to try to do things and stuff there. I don't know that I'd ever read this one. Basement 17. The battle between Void Lords raged on for years, until only 3 lords were left intact. Ad and 2 of their followers. Don't ask how I know. Ad, B, and Sif. I think I missed this one previously, so I'm glad I took the long road back so that I could pick up that bit of information. It's possible that I just misremembered. That has definitely happened before, where I'm like, I've never read this text before. No, you totally have. You just forgot about it, Brian. That happens a lot. Okay, basement 20. I keep hoping for this strange creature to appear again so that I can try to interact with it. But I haven't seen it again, and I have no idea what are the conditions under which various strange creatures choose to appear or make themselves known. So we won't worry about such mysteries for the moment. Okay, so I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure, maybe, that the brand I made for myself... Oh, wait! Oh, that was Ad. Right, of course, I picked up the exit stairs. I'm pretty sure the brand I made for myself in this playthrough was a 111 that was kind of like shaded slightly to the right. And so I'm going to try inscribing that brand and hope that that's actually the brand that I made. Let's see. This needs to go here, and this would need to go here. So I think that's my current brand. And I've got 31 Lucas titles, so if this doesn't do anything, we're fine. But if I do this, no, it totally did something. Okay, so this scene reminds me of, in the bedtime story, in the top half, it looked kind of like Void Lord Sif, or possibly some three-headed demon monster, of which there are many in various, like, myth and lore or whatever. On the top half, in the center, there was like the dark star sphere eye eclipse covering kind of thing. And in the bottom, there were two eyes that were shaped like these eyes. And then in the middle, that reminds me of the broken sphere that we saw when we break the brain number and we walk through the void and we hear a steady moan and we have to like go like 16 or 32 screens away. This thing right here reminds me of that. And around it, just like to my left here, reminds me of the walls in the basements. The secret areas that are kind of like underneath everything. Oh! There's a sound here. I'm not sure what caused it. There's a Lev statue over here, which means I can't use the Void Rod. Oh, I can't use the Void Rod, which means this is going to reset my player. That's a dirty trick. Because if I step in front of the stairs of the Dark Idol, then we're out of luck. Is there any way I can get around that? I can fly here. Can I fly here? Oh! This is what we witness when you first start the game, before anything else appears on the screen. It's that. You see the sphere, and then it asks you to choose your language between English and Finnish, Swami, or however you say it. There's that sound again. I banged on it 6 times, because why not? I've never tried using my new rod in the presence of one of these Lev statues. One wrong move and I'll destroy you. The Void Rod was a wrong move. How about the Strange Rod? Yes. That still destroys me. Where do I wake up? Here. Not great. Oh, I can talk to it. Hold on. I have not tried this. Please. I can't remember my name. Neither can anyone else down here, it seems. Is this Dis? My last words. Who am I? No, this is the random set of one-line responses I get from all of the non-lonely rocks. That had a different beep boop bop. Why would you return here? Why would you return here? I think that was speaking to Gray, with the implication that Gray has been here before, but I might be misreading. I didn't do anything wrong. Everything disappears. Can you hear me? Did you take my wife from me? Gray witnessed Tail as a blonde woman with large breasts. Her true love. We never were able to identify who that might be. But perhaps Gray has taken someone else's former lover or something? There's no way out. Truth. Please, stop. There's no way out. Mommy. Love me. Death. Star, 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 have I wronged you? It doesn't hurt anymore. Who am I? What's happening to me? That one had another sound, but it wasn't the low beeps like it was talking to me. What's happening to me? My last words. Where did I go wrong? Listen. Curses. Have I wronged you? Where am I? Where am I? I don't want to die. Everything's so cold. Mom is here. Help me. Who did I pray to? Help me. Mom is here. Don't cry. Everything is so cold. I'm just trying other things. I want to get more text that's talking to me. That one just said, "Do you take my way from me?" I think I might have been misreading before. Maybe it just every once in a while randomly makes that sound, and I'm misreading what's going on here. And if I can't fly further to the north. So it's like there's an invisible wall over there. If I try to push this out of the way, it's going to reset the room when I do that. I can't use my void rod to try to move the stairs anywhere. So this feels like it's death. I can't interact there. Hold on. Can I do something clever here? Actually, since I've never done it before, I've picked up the void rod before. I've never picked up the strange rod. This will probably break the game, but the game did shut down. Usually when it does that to me, it brings me back to my last known good state, which might be basement 23 again. It is not basement 23. All right. Suppose I did not have void... Oh! Right, of course. Suppose I did not have void memory. And so I will... Oops. That's not what I meant to do. I meant burdens. Void memory. If I turn it off, am I able to communicate with you? What? What is this familiar warmth? So now gray is no longer... Right. The player could do this in the first 10 minutes of the game. They would not have void memory yet. And so if you came down here without void memory, and you couldn't hear these echoes of the past or future, this is the interaction that you would have gotten. What is this familiar warmth? Is this... Ooh, familiar warmth. And it actually, now that I'm looking at it, like almost is shaped like a womb and like fallopian tubes or something. Like, is that even the right thing? But is this where Gray was born? Possibly. And what would Lilith see here? And what would Sif see here? Are new things I need to discover. Turning the wings or sword off, don't think that they are going to help me. But yeah, I think this is basically penalty. There is nothing good that I can do to get out of this mess as far as I can tell. This Lev statue will just kill me if I do this. Oh no, it does. Right, if you break the question marks, it does that. And if I restart, I'll still be here. I am indeed still here. What if I fall into the void and die here? Like, I'm pretty sure I know what will happen if I step into these exit stairs. And so the other is a more interesting thing for me to try. I have 31 locust idols I need to dispose of. What if I do this? Now I have 0 locust idols. Will I say you have fallen? Yes. Is Lev down here? There was something on the top of the screen when that happened. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to review that in video. Hello. Is this your first time here? What do you answer? No. This is just the usual kind of stuff. Do you still wish to continue? Do I wish to continue? This has gotten me off track, but I wasn't sure exactly what my track was going to be today. I kind of now want to restart as Lily and Sif and witness this place with void memory. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say I wish to give up. And then I'm going to start again as void memory Lily with a simple brand that I will be able to craft. Oh, I'm not going to have this strange rod anymore. So I should do another, yeah, I should do another 18 size. So the 111 actually worked out perfectly. So that with the normal void rod, I will be able to construct the brand on basement 23. Yeah, okay. I will see you shortly. More shortly than I thought it was going to be, because this is the startup screen since I just quit the game. And so you can see there is the intact sphere. And here are these, like, it looks like, you know, like computer circuit boards or whatever. That are behind it, and that's what it looks like we just witnessed down there, and that thing had broken, and it reminded me very much of what we saw when we traversed the void, that had like howling moans coming out of it or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna go do my brands and do the things I just said. Alright, so I've got void memory, void wings, and Lily. And so this will enable us to start as Lily with components that allow me to very easily get back and test this out. Alright, so after a few minutes I am back here, and so let's try the same exercise. As Lily, what happens when I witness my own brand? We do return here. Void memory is still turned off, so let's see what Lily sees here. Dots. You shouldn't be here, is all it says. And if I turn her void memory burden back on by hitting the correct buttons, then everything will be, it can't be, air, I need air. All right, make it end. Let's just see if any of them have the low beeps. So it does occasionally make that low tone. I'm just trying to look carefully at the circuit board stuff to see if there's anything else noteworthy there, but I don't think there is. All right. Okay, but I don't know that... Oh, there it is again. That one just had dots. But I don't know that I'm seeing anything other than the usual final words, final memories of various souls that have passed, presumably throughout the ages. So let's just verify that this does what is expected. Seems like it. Only a simple memory will remain, and this will just bring us back to the Lily in her room with the letter cutscene, as it always does when you do that as Lily. Alright, that's fine. In that case, I'm going to kill off Lily and do the same thing with Sif, because Sif... Oh, Sif is void. Does that have implications for what I could do here? I mean, Sif still gets a brand. And he's going to start with the burdens, I presume. So... I think it should be straightforward to test out as Sif. Speaking of Sif, hey Sif! Thanks for pushing me in a hole. Yeah, I'll be back again shortly. And honestly, I can't even recall if we've tested this. If I do Sif and then I do my own brand, and I don't apply any of the Void Memory, Void Blade, Void Wings, does Sif start with his usual equipment? I would guess yes. He does indeed. Alright. And I'm calling Sif a he, but not really. Alright. Yeah, once again, I will meet you on basement 23. Okay, super easy and fast to get back here as Sif. So let's see. Sif is also Void, by the way, which may affect things, but let's see what Sif witnesses down here. Surely you will have some commentary, Sif. And once again, I think first thing, I'm going to turn Void Memory off so we can see Sif's own thoughts reacting to this thing. Add. Interesting. Sif thinks this is the creator of life. Where he was born, presumably. Maybe. Oh, no, he's just saying, why did you abandon us? And if I turn the Void Memory back on, I presume that we'll see the same stuff. Sister, is that you? Is it dinner yet? What am I? Yeah, same stuff. Same stuff. Sif, do you have any other comments? One wrong move and I'll destroy you. Sif is Void, which means if I fall into the Void, you'll just respawn. Everything's so cold. And there's an invisible wall up here. We already tested that. I don't think that there's anything else noteworthy I could do down here as Sif. Okay. I think I've explored all there is here, and I spent a whole lot of time talking at the beginning of the episode, so this really wasn't at all... I mean, that's the nature of these games. What I expected to do today, but that is what happens. Can I get my mouse cursor thingy here? I was thinking this looked, you know, kind of like a womb or whatever, and, you know, something was born out of it as a possibility, but it also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like, these could be like hands and like arms coming out or whatever. And obviously, like, these could look like eyes as well. And this almost looks just like, you know, like guts or whatever, and it's the same kind of thing that we've seen in the walls. This definitely reminds me of the broken sphere that we saw in the Void when we pick up this tile when it has a number. And yeah, and then obviously this reminds me of the bedtime story. Okay, and I'm not even standing in front of it, and it did just make that noise again in the background. So that's just ambience of this place. Alright, I think next time we'll probably reload our save from having obtained the Strange Rod as Gray and do some other stuff with that. But for now, I'm going to say I hope as always that you are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Void Stranger, where just when you think the game can't get any stranger, it continues to surprise. For now, bye-bye.